Many associations across the nation are pushing to use buyer-broker agreements. This is something that you've been using in your brokerage for the last 5 years already, if not longer.
Correct. It's something I require of our agents.
Why don't you tell us about the why and why you think that's so essential?
The why is a couple of reasons. Why number one, I feel personally it's somewhat discriminatory to require an owner who either renting or selling their property to sign a contract because you want to have contractual relationship, but not have that same contractual relationship with a customer. It's no different.
Right.
Number two, the reason a lot of veteran agents tell new agents to be successful in this industry, you have to work with sellers, you have to be a listing agent. And I don't dispute that. But what's the core reason? Because you have a contract with the seller and the contract spells out the relationship.
You do your job, you're going to be paid.
Exactly. Now that we've leveled the playing field, it's just as lucrative to work with buyers and tenants as it was to be with sellers and landlords. Number three, people get taken advantage of, sometimes intentionally and sometimes unintentionally. Buyers agents and tenants agents work harder than anybody in this industry.
Really?
And a lot of times they do everything right by the book, but the lack of a contract in this industry sometimes makes it too easy for a buyer or tenant to stray. Sometimes they'll walk into a new construction builder, unrepresented or unregistered. Sometimes they'll go to a FSBO, unrepresented. And other times they'll get a knock at the door or a postcard or an email from another agent that says, hey, I have a listing you should see. And they neglect to remember the hundreds of hours of effort and professional service that their buyer's agent has invested.
Right.
And they'll walk into a property with someone else and it's game over. Unacceptable to me. I want my agents to have premier tools, and it starts with contractual relationships with your customers. Buyers, sellers, landlords, and tenants should all be treated the same. My agents love it. I don't know about you, Chris. I don't want to volunteer. This is a career for me. This is how I support my family. I don't know anyone that volunteers in real estate.
Right.
We all have an expectation that as a profession, we should be properly compensated.
As realtors, we have plenty of opportunities to volunteer our time for the greater good, but it's not when we're trying to earn a paycheck.
Precisely. So when you have a listing agreement, you and your seller or your landlord pre-negotiate a compensation scale that everyone is satisfied with. Now, to a lot of people, both nationally here in Florida, the concept of buyer-tenant broker agreements is shockingly foreign. Some have the misconception that it's illegal. Some think it's unethical. And I always ask somebody, why would it be unethical, certainly not illegal, to discuss upfront the expectations of a relationship, codify them on paper, agree on a compensation structure, and sign it?
Absolutely.
That is exactly what we do with listings and sellers, and we have since the dawn of time in real estate. Why not do it with buyers and tenants? The light bulb goes off and they say, Ben, this just makes sense. And the customers are the biggest beneficiaries because they know what to expect from their buyer's agent, from their tenant's agent. They know the time commitment, the effort put forth. They know the services that are being rendered, and they're never surprised with the fees at the end of the transaction. It is a win-win for everybody.